Clark and Jonathan fall from a tall building and crash on the ground into a machine. Jonathan pushes him violently. Clark spins but still refuses to come home. Clark pushes him off. Jonathan tries to reason that the ring is dangerous and they continue to battle. Jonathan sees the mark on his chest. As he's about to punch, Jonathan tells him to go ahead. He then slams the ring. Jonathan's powers leave him and Clark's mark vanishes. Jonathan's hurt. Clark now arrives home. Martha embraces him. When Clark says he's sorry, she says that they never blamed him. Jonathan is exhausted. As Lionel's in the wrecked office, Lex suddenly appears and holds a gun against him. Lionel says he didn't do it and Helen stole a false tale where he supposedly gave away the last parachute. When Lex is furious, Lionel asks him to ask her what she did with the blood sample. Jonathan made a deal with Jor-El to return him, but Clark's not really found to be back. He then shows him the box he stole from Lionel. It is his vial. Jonathan destroys it. Morgan Edge meets with Lionel. He bought off Helen and stole the vial to sell it back to Lionel, but he threatens to lock him up if he doesn't return in 24 hours. Clark comes to see Lana, but she's not happy. He apologizes, but she doesn't know who he is and he keeps hurting her. He says he's not sure if he's staying. She cries. Lex returns and Helen says that he wouldn't wake up and she then decided to jump. She was afraid. When he says that she sold the vial to Lionel, she says that Lionel would leave them alone. She did. When I see Morgan, who's at the farm and wants the sample, when Clark says he doesn't have it, he wants to call the police. Clark breaks off the door and tells them to get out of Smallville. They then depart. Clark then thanks Chloe for standing by him. When he's not sure if he's staying, she tells him he can't keep running away and he must face his problems. As Clark's loading in the truck, Lex suddenly appears. They hug each other. He says that he had a good look at himself on the island. Lex wants to give their honeymoon a second try. Morgan has returned and captured Clark's parents and threatens to kill them if he doesn't give back the vial. Clark takes out a jar and a meteor rock. He cuts himself and puts his blood in the jar. He falls down. Morgan then meets up with Lionel and gives him the blood. Lionel gives it to a woman who tests it. It is identical. Morgan says that he got it straight from the source. As the guys capture Clark, they knock out Jonathan and take away Clark. Lana suddenly arrives. They capture her as well, but she fights back. As they struggle, the guy falls back and is impaled. Lex and Helen are back on their plane. He says that she killed the real pilot, stopped at a small island and she got off. Afterwards the pilot jumped out. When she wants to shoot him, he fights her but accidentally shoots the pilot. As he takes over the wheel, Helen's gone. As the truck arrives at the port, Clark unties himself. Lionel approaches the truck. Clark sees a gas tank and fires at it. The truck then explodes. Lionel says that he set him up. As Morgan's guy shoots, he's taken out and Morgan is also shot. Lionel escapes and Clark comes out of the water. Lionel tells Lex he did well. Lex says that all the tests he put him through helped him to survive the island. He wants us off to run Luther Corp together. Lionel's happy to have him back. Lex then bought the farm under the Kent's name. He's grateful as he was able to use the compass when the plane crashed. He doesn't want their money and just wants to be part of their family. Clark reattached the farm sign. Lana arrives and Clark's staying. They're putting things behind them. Lana says she really wants to know Clark, but he's ashamed of her disgust with what he did. He believes that their relationship will never work, sadly. Lana's disappointed and says that he never had to try.